Master Grade Gundam version 3.0. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2R's 2B's GundamReviews.net, which is gundam.tk. Couldn't be more pleased to be bringing you this look at the version 3.0 of the original Granddaddy Amuro's Gundam itself. You've already seen the unbox and all the features advertised around the box, and now it's time to take a look at the plastic. To kick things off with the A plates here, which is usually going to have 4 colors, and this one is, except this isn't the main A plate, if you want to put it this way, for the kit. Because what are you getting here? Well, it actually has a special name on there, Master Grade 1/100th Core Fighter. Nothing to do with the Gundam, so you can imagine if they did want to do a gun cannon gun tank, they could definitely do it with this. It's got all the right colors and some big bonuses down there, like the landing gear done up in clear. If they're going to give you a clear part for the pilot or for the cockpit, why not do it this way? And there's a teeny tiny Amuro / generic pilot up there as well. Hello, Kai. The B plate and others here, you'd imagine, are going to be suspicious as they have the ability to add and subtract different parts as needed for the future kits. This one is actually going to be labeled Gundam version 3.0 on there, as you get to see not all the parts for the chest, as we are going to be getting some other ones, but all the key parts are there, including separate liftable shoulders. And if the clear parts on the A plate didn't already impress you, Master Grade 3.0 it's listed, but you've got these parts, clear parts to put in the thrusters, a fantastic touch, and it'll work even better with the now sold separately Bandai Effect parts that you can paint up in some clear blue looking impressive. But check this out, the camera lens, the eyes, everything looking very, very good down there. He might even have some frothy yellow mouth as the Crossbone X1 would. And you've got the all-important neck light transfer neck. But it's going to be the D plate, I think, that's going to disappoint and infuriate / please a few other people, because this one is listed as being 2008 because this is identical to the 2.0, except the 2.0 had some other parts on there. But that means the parts for the Hyper Bazooka in white, which I'm always a big fan of. The old school gray bazooka is never going to look as good as a multicolored white bazooka there. But where I think it's going to be a little bit disappointing is fans of Warhammer. I like having my Master Grade Gundams out, but there's got to be somebody who collects all the little tiny pilots, paints them up Warhammer style. They all look fantastic, and he's going to have the exact same Amuro Ray standing on his shelf. And that comes across as being just a little bit cheap, Bandai. Why not throw in another Amuro on one of the white plates? But you do get to have some of the pluses like that T there, which is going to cover up the eyes very nicely. It's got a clever little incision there, so you can get that put in. If you were a fan of the 2.0 weapons, you'll like this. Otherwise, it would have been something that they could have stepped up their game on. But here is the E plate, which is really the A plate, if you catch my meaning there, and it's sort of cool because when you look at it, it only looks like 3 colors. But if you look really carefully there at the 2 different reds there, one of them is going to be side red, and the other one is going to match up for the feet and the shield and the core fighter. So that's going to match the A plate there. But incredible details. You can take a look there. The scope is looking good. The teeny tiny V for the neck, or for the waist section there. You've got your vents and some nice lighting. Hopefully that's going to turn out well. And then the all-important parts for the body, including that nice shade there, which is going to be very distinct from the blue on the B plate. F1 and F2 here are 1.5 plates, and you can see that these are very, very detachable over here. So you've got your choice of your regular Gundam over here, and you can go magnet coating if you want to go and line that up properly there. But you'll notice that this also says Gundam 3.0 here. That's the kind of thing that would be detachable, because a lot of these parts would carry through to something like a gym. But all the unique parts are going to be over there. You've got a teeny tiny seated Amuro over there, and you've got some side parts that are going to be showing off gray on the sides of the ears. V-fin only attached on in one place, and some nice slits there, which is going to be looking good over up top of the mouth. And there you can see all sorts of parts that are missing so that you get multi-colors of white, which comes into play right away here with the G1 and G2 plates. As you can see, that it's going to be a slightly different shade from the bright white of the F plates. But you've got your parts there for the legs. You can see the way that they're just going to be interspersed with some of the parts we've already seen. You can see that they're going to have the nice little palm out part. So you've got a peg that'll actually keep it attached into the hand for the beam sabers. And for the unique parts, again, you've got some nice parts there for the legs. And the all-important head actually is going to have some differentiation. Very age 1-ish. And H1 and H2 here are going to be bringing in the brown color. You can see that you're going to have the unique parts over here for the beam rifle, but otherwise it's going to be some more inner frame accessories, it looks like, including some small parts like this, which hopefully are going to look good when they're actually covered up. But there it is. You've got your white, your brown in the middle there, and the gray. Real grade has come home to the proper scale. I hope you can see the side plate here, as it's going to be the gray that's going to be making up the bulk of the inner frame. Lots of good etching though for some of these detailed parts, even if they're going to be hidden in the inside. They are going to be looking spectacular, including the sides of the cranium there, and it's always useful to have an action-based connector point. J1 and J2 are also going to be identical here, very useful, you'd imagine, for the inner frame of a gym or anything else. And the unique parts are going to be over here for the beam rifle. With the K plates again to match up with the D plate, this is old 2008, it's just going to say Master Grade Gundam, no indication of 2.0, 3.0 or anything else. Was Bandai planning this back in 2008? I wouldn't be surprised. But you can see the coverings there for the beam rifle and for the Hyper Bazooka. It worked the first time, and if you don't mind not having any new play options, there were plenty of ways that you could attach the beam rifle and everything else onto the body and the shield, so I guess if it's not broken, don't fix it. Will we get new ones though for the 4.0? We'll have to wait 3-5 years. But this L plate is an absolute delight for me, as you get to see some covers there, a neck piece, and the all-important core Brock. Yes, it's from Pokemon again. 3.0 listed there. The Rancel's also going to be looking pretty sharp, and the fact that you can actually put a teeny tiny pilot in there, big plus. The manipulators, we've all become familiar with these. 1/100th MP1 there. This is from 2012. Hopefully it's going to be holding all the weapons in there. My new Gundam, his beam rifle is definitely causing weight issues over time. Hopefully though, but it's still going to be better than having the old school manipulators. Polycaps, not that much. PC202. Usually back in the day we would get a lot more than that. And the beam sabers though, sticking with tradition, SB1s. There it is, realistic decals from Bandai. You can see lots of gold or bronze that you can put on all over the place. Tons of gray, black, white over there. Love some of the classic logos that they've brought back. And we get to see white base 102 there, EFSF, a nice big WB. You can go mimic the 1-to-1 Gundam there. And unlike the real grades where you're always going to have 3 different sets of eyes that you can choose to put on, here you've only got the Lone Ranger mask that you're going to be putting around, definitely designed for the LED. So if you wanted to go and put on some gold stickers, you might have to just go and scrap some of these and make one up for yourself. As for the manual itself, more of that great cover art down there. Do love the fact that they're focusing on the close combat aspect of the Gundam, definitely making him more a part of the team, even though it is going to be cut to 3 in the movies. Anyway, what do we get to see here? History of the Gundam and some very iconic scenes that you can recreate. We've been able to recreate them with the version 2.0, which really focuses more on the anime, so they don't seem to be focusing so much on capturing the exact same scenes. But it seems, what is this? Magnet coating, magnet coating, magnet coating. Yes, pretty much everything. The whole focus here is not on the G3. Everybody forget about the novels. And instead, just go look at these charts as we get to see the G3 become the RX-78-2, the Alex, and we get to see magnet coating. Yes, the Ashimar. Yeah, that's what I really need to buy a new Gundam 3.0 to see focused on that MS. But here we get to see the release history of the kit, 95, 2000, 2002, 2005, 2008, 2009, and yes, that's the G3 over there, 2009, and they did forget the Perfect Gundam. A shame every time, but we also get to see the old white base team there. The Gun Cannon 2001, it's been far too long. That one skipped out on the 2.0, but we did get a gun tank there. The Gym 2.0, you'd imagine we'll be getting a 3.0 of that, as we get to see some focus on some more appropriate magnet-coated MSs, as opposed to this guy, not quite in the same league as these living legends. And what are you going to have to pay for if you want to order the instruction manual? 150. The manipulator parts, those are 300, and the realistic decals, 600. Everything else is 60 yen if you miss anything. And this is always nice. There is going to be an expansion set, but you can order a yellow LED, one set down there, when one set means just one light, and the battery cover for that, and that's going to be 700 yen, 120 for shipping. When you go inside, they're going to give you a table of contents to show it all there, how to put on the decals and cut everything off. And then it's straight to it, the core fighter, look at that, the A and the B plates. That's going to be exciting to see. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of that. They wouldn't go Gun Cannon 2.0 already, would they? And then we get to go put it all together, the transformation, the landing gear, have your Ziploc handy, and there it is for the body unit. Sort of disappointing that they skip out on the color here, like they do with the real grades. It really seems like the real grade, they always go the extra mile there. But you can detach this top so you can get that yellow LED in there, and look at the details. The yellow grades, individual, we've seen that before, but multicolors for blue. Haven't seen that on this scale before. Individual moving thrusters with clear parts. That's going to be a lot of fun when you actually go throw that all together. The moving Rancel, a big deal for some. The head unit, just how many pieces are going in there. Big step up if you go and build the old Master Grade 1.0. The arm units there, they're going to be getting a lot of these annoying long seals there. Skip them out or just paint them up if you don't want to put them on. Still better to have the option than not. And then, yes, it's time for some color splash pages if you weren't already sold on it already. Head, weapons, and motion manipulators, all the things that we've already seen around the box. Love that old school Master Grade 1.0 decal down there. These ones are, the decals are sort of looking scratched up over there. The ransels, yes, they move. There's the body, the core fighter folding up, going inside. Amuro revealed. You get to choose the normal or the magnet coating. And this is something that's going to be very helpful for a lot of people. Yes, he's getting magnet coated there. Not quite as exciting as the GP01 becoming the FB. But what's exciting here is the color guide for people who are looking to build this in English. They're going to say the names of the colors in white. This is fantastic. So you've got body white part, body light gray part. So that's gray 5% with a drop of blue. And then you've got this part, they're calling it body light brown, gray 5%, flesh 5% with a drop of dark earth. Then you've got the blue over here, the cockpit light blue, side red, and then you've got your other red. This is all looking very, very cool. And you've got your frame gray and your weapon gray, ransel dark gray, everything looking great. And the fact that the name of the part color is listed in English to go along with the actual paints is going to make this easier for everybody. Amuro, though, disappointing as he is just a rerun there. You get the emotion manipulators, wish we got to see more of that. Put the whole body together, or the upper body anyway, and then it's time to move on to the legs. Those are all going to be looking good along with the waist. And then what do we get for options? Well, you get that core fighter. That's how it's going to fold up. Looks to be pretty simple there. And then when you actually put this together, you're going to have this core block piece, it looks like, with a little Amuro sitting there, or you can throw in the actual core fighter that you just built down there in step 12. That means you're going to have an Amuro sticking out of there either way. That's a fantastic option. And here you can see the cockpit hatch sliding up and then opening, how to put in the LED, and finally, yes, boring old weapons. If Amuro's a rerun, these are definitely. And then you get a custom attachment point down there to put it onto an action base. The weapons are all going to have the same gimmicks that we've already seen, and this, for a version 3.0, just comes across as cheap. You hear real grades, we get to see color decals. They're giving you all these realistic decals. Why not show us how to put it on properly by having color photos? And the things here just comes across as a little bit cheap in the back, uninspiring compared to some of the old Master Grade manuals. Definitely still some things that Bandai can work on for the 3.5, 4.0, etc. 2008 D-plate? That was a good vintage.